Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hello. If you are not, welcome back. Wow, can we just say that I'm like being consistent? Now let's not speak too soon. All right, I don't want to because as soon as I say that, something ends up going crazy. So I am going to just live in this moment of posting because I'm actually enjoying it. By the title, you already know what this video is about. I am writing my first official book. Crazy, I know. Where did this come from? How did this come to be? What am I doing? All that stuff. So we're just gonna start from the beginning. I'm gonna give you the backstory. Pretty much, I have always been a writer of some sort. Mainly, I've written on, if you never heard of it, it's called Medium. I've written on that. I love reading stories and articles on there, but I've written things myself on there. I also have Wattpad. I have I think 3 Wattpad accounts, but they all have different different stories. Like my very first one was when I was 19 or 20, and then my second one I created that last year, and then my third one I created that one the beginning of this year. I don't really utilize the third one. I just do a lot of drafts of ideas that come to mind to tell stories for Wattpad. But my second one and my first one, those 2 accounts is where I've seen like interactions with. My first one went viral. My first account went viral for the story. It was, I don't even remember the name of it. I'll have to pull it up. But that one has my name on it. The second account, that one is anonymous, and I never promoted it. I never shared it. Didn't want to promote or share it because of the maturity of the content of the book, because it's a short story book. It is based on Black love. And not all the stories have mature content, but there are some that do have it. And I was just like a bit giddy about it. Even though I'm in my 30s, I'm still like, no, it's so mature. But that is going viral currently. It's like it's trending. I don't know what happened, y'all. It just took off. And I get notifications from it, all that stuff, but I was like, oh, okay, so I do have a thing. Like, writing is my form of communication. I'm not the greatest with verbally speaking. I stumble over my words. Some words I can't pronounce that well. I can stutter at times, so there's that. But writing has always just been my thing since I was a little girl. And then I ended up getting saved last year and completely surrendering to God. And with the book that I made on Wattpad with the short stories, I had to hurry up and end it because of the stories I was telling was very sexual, whatever, and sensual. And now that I was in a different mind frame, I was like, okay, I have to cut this completely off. So that's what I ended up doing. I wrote my last story. I gave my love, and I haven't written anything since then. After taking a hiatus, you see, I'm stumbling over my words. After taking a break from writing, I was into reading. I'm not on social media for the first few months, so I'm like really reading a lot of books, and I ended up getting Kindle Unlimited. I still have it, by the way, and I love Kindle Unlimited, but I was running into an issue. That issue was that the stories, because I love love. I'm like huge fan of romances, but I also am a huge fan of fiction. Like, I love Toni Morrison. I love James Baldwin. I love Zora Neale Hurston. I love nonfiction books by Bell Hooks. There's another author that comes to mind. What is his name? It's over here. I'm looking right at it. Alright. Lerone Bennett Jr., which y'all in modern day contemporary fiction. I haven't gotten into that yet. I have been into fantasy fiction mainly, but I forgot her name that fast. But it's the name of the book is Daughters of Narai, and I just read the second book by that author. I think it's called The Descendants. Yeah, The Descendants of Mother. Anyways, I have listed in the description. I like it. I do like it. The second one, I'm really hoping the third one punches it, because I just feel like it was a bit overwhelming in the second book. But still, I don't have a problem with the other characters having powers. This is not a book review. Sorry about that. I had just got through reading Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go and Tia Williams. I do like fantasy, like anything that involves the spirit realm. I like it. So I gave 5 stars to Love Song for Ricky Wilde. Those 2 books, after reading those 2, I was like, oh, I'm in love. And I'm currently reading Kennedy Ryan's second book, This Could Be Us. And yeah, I'm having to take breaks from it because I want to make sure that the story I'm writing doesn't, accidentally replicate what she's written, even though I started writing before I read her book. So after reading a few books on the Kindle Unlimited, I started getting frustrated because all the stories started to sound alike. It was like I already knew the plot. I already knew what was going to happen. I already know the ending and the outcome. And with that, I was just getting mad. I was getting real mad. And then a lot of the books I was reading, it might as well have been, it's literature corn. Okay, that's pretty much what it was. It was literature corn. There was no real depth with the characters or with the storyline. It was like basic surface level issues. And then even with some Christian romance books, it was very surface level. Nobody was like going deep. I was reading a book and I still gotta finish it. I'm almost done with it, but I had to DNF it. I had to do that for right now. But I just heard the Spirit say, write. You write your own story. Write what you want people to read, what you want to read. That's exactly what he said. He's like, write what you want to read. And I was not interested in writing, to be completely honest. I had no interest in that. But when I heard it, I had the urge to want to write. So then I started to think. I was like, okay, what do I write about? And then I started to fast and pray. And I was sitting there and he just started giving me ideas about the book. My book is in the romance genre because I love love. But thankfully he has placed people in my life. One particular person who is good at production and character building. She's gone to school for it, all of that stuff. And she's like, do you want to go deep or do you just want to be on the surface? I'm like, no, I want to go deep. Like, I don't want this to just be a romance book. I also want it to fall in the category of fiction novel as well as romance novel, and also as a woman fiction novel, because I have recently found out what that was. I was like, oh, okay, because not only is this book about romance and finding love, but it's also about building relationship with God. Like, you're watching this person come from a place where there was no belief to then something sparks and she's starting to understand some things that is not her, and then she begins to stumble upon more things, which isn't really stumbling, it's God placing her on certain paths, and then she starts to develop a relationship with him. And it is, I'm trying to tell the story without like spoiling my book. Anyways, so yeah, he just started giving me ideas for the book, and I had to learn what outlining was, creating a spine. I had to learn how to do that, and then I just decided to just start writing, because I found out that I am a pantser, not a planter. I do have a little bit of the other one, but I'm more of a pantser, so like I have to just write it down and we'll figure it out. But I have to get these words out of my head. I have to get these dialogues, these settings, all of that, the plot, the conflict. I have to get it out. So I was just writing, and I was writing it on Wattpad, and it's in my draft. And then I created mood boards on Pinterest, because I found out if you like create Pinterest boards that's inspired by the book, it'll help you. I have not made a playlist. I don't need it, to be completely honest. I'm more of a visual person anyway, so I just like the mood board is good enough for my book to help me register certain things. But creating a spine helped me so much. That's the backstory. I kind of went into how I started, but the backstory is God told me to write the story I wanted to read, and now that's what I'm doing. He told me this back in June. He told me this in February, and it took me until the end of last month, the end of May, to finally start writing. Now, where I am now, I finished the prologue at the end of last month. Now I am currently working on chapter 2. There are two main characters. One, the main character is Keziah. She's in her 30s. She lives in Atlanta. She is a marketing advertiser, senior advertiser. She's very extroverted, very bold. She is the complete opposite of what I am. She is a leader. She puts herself out there. She's not afraid. Like, you cannot stomp on her. She is who she is. She's that girl. And then you have Jason, who goes by Cowboy Black. He is me. He is very introverted. He's observant. He internalizes a lot. He has more internal dialogue than external dialogue versus Keziah. She communicates. She could talk. Versus Jason, he can communicate, but he has to be comfortable with communicating with you. If he's not comfortable, you won't hear much from him. But if he is comfortable, y'all are talking about a subject he loves, he will talk your ear off, and that is me. That's how I am. So you have those two characters, and it's a 2 point of views, and I just really love that dialogue. I realized a lot of the books I've been reading, they have a 2-person point of view, and I really enjoy that. Except for Jazz by Toni Morrison. I don't know how many points of views that was, but it was more than 2 point of views, and I feel like there was a narrative point of view as well. Just read Jazz, and you will be lost just like I was. But then we make it to the end, and we're just like, we succeeded. I don't know what I read, but I read it. Because what in the world, Miss Toni Morrison? That was a lot. Excuse me, I am going off the dome with this. I did not write another script. I'm gonna do better. This book does contain grief of a matriarch in Keziah's family, not his, but that matriarch has played a huge part in his life, in Jason's life, where he made pivotal changes in his belief in God and his livelihood. She taught him how to cook. He loves cooking. He's an amazing cook, but he decided to go a different route than what his dad expected him to go. Like, his dad is a farmer. That's his life. That's how he makes money. Versus Jason, that's not his thing. He grew up on the farm. He understands how hard it could be and just a lot of the stress and strain that comes to owning a ranch and working the farms and all of that stuff. And his love was more into engineering and tech. So he ends up moving to Washington, and he's also in his 30s. Him and Keziah are the same age, but he ends up moving to Washington because, of course, DC is Washington is the capital of tech. Like, that's tech world. You got Seattle, you got DC. He is a cloud engineer, a senior cloud engineer. So that's his thing, but he does want a homestead. Like, he sees himself having a house. He does not want to leave Washington. He actually loves it there, but he sees himself getting a house and having a homestead. When the matriarch passes away, she's not known to get sick, and yeah, she doesn't get sick. That's not her thing. So her passing is a shocker to everybody, like everyone, because she never caught a cold or anything, because everything she ate was homegrown. She grew it herself, and if she wasn't the one growing it, or it didn't grow in time where she needed it, she would just go to Cowboy Senior's house and get the produce there. After she dies, she leaves a journal for Keziah, and that journal is what's going to help Keziah on her new found journey of self-discovery. I don't mind telling you this part because, it'll pretty much be the summary. It's just me not going into details. I hope I'm doing this right. So what I'm using, the source that I'm using, I always have to look at the name of it because I feel like I say the name wrong. Chapterly. I learned how to do my outline on Chapterly. Chapterly worked for me. I know that there are other writing platforms, but this will just work because it helped give me examples of what to do so that I can make sure I stay in the ballpark of what I'm writing about. So that's what I use to write. I will eventually, once I'm done writing the book, I will transfer it over to Microsoft and write the, edited version. I am going to send the draft off to they're called beta readers, or editors. I'm not sure what they're called, to be honest, but they'll help me with finalizing the book, and then I can write it on Microsoft. Right now I'm currently on chapter 2. The prologue isn't considered chapter 1, so yeah, I'm on chapter 2. I already written chapter 1, which is Jason's point of view. The prologue was Keziah's point of view, and now I'm on chapter 2, which is Keziah's point of view, and they are all, it's hard. I'm trying to learn how to remove myself from these characters, especially because both of them are relatable to me. I've had someone in my life who has passed but was really a pivotal point in my life where I was going through a new career, which was makeup artistry, is she sold into me so much. And then I've also had the matriarch, not just one but two matriarchs on both sides of my family pass away that I was really beyond close with, and it broke me. So I understand both characters' point of views, and I don't see anything wrong with putting a little bit of my personal experience into it, because that's what helps the book, and that's what helps me go deep with the characters and add as much depth and characteristics to them. But I also want to be mindful that this is not about me. This is about the book and the message that needs to be relayed within the book. I ask the Holy Spirit to, be in me while I'm writing, because I don't know what to say, to be completely honest. I don't know where this book should go. I've already given this book to him, so he is in full control. But yeah, I'm still at the beginning phases of my book, so I can't just say, oh, I did this. This writing series is just pretty much you following me on this journey of writing my first book, and this is just the beginning. I really am enjoying the process of writing and just the new ideas that is downloaded into me. Oh, I almost forgot. I write, you can't see them, but above me I have sticky notes of when a dialogue or a setting, anything like that, a plot, a conflict comes to mind. I immediately write it down on a sticky note, and I stick it to the wall. That's what I'm trying to say. And now when I am typing, working on a current chapter, if something that is not meant to be in the chapter that I'm working on comes to me, automatically I have a notebook. And on the notebook, I'm just writing it down. I just put what it is that has come to mind, and then I just write it down. Like, I have written a whole nother chapter in my notebook that will come 2 chapters later, but just knowing that it's there, it helps me, so that's something I'm learning, is just write. Oh, and I have in my journal, I have an iPhone, so on my journal app, I talk into that to get that all going, so that I can go back to it, especially if I decide I still want to use it. So I'm just making sure that I always back up. I have backup of all of my writing and my thought processes. This was fun. All right, this is the first episode. Okay, look at me with my series. I got my vlog series now, and now I have my writing series. All right then. Ow, I just got a piercing, that hurt. Anyways, I am going to let y'all go. My battery it's more than likely about to die, and I am past the 30-minute mark. Surprisingly, my camera is not telling me it's about to overheat and explode, so I guess we are doing good. But anyways, I hope y'all have a great day. Today is Sunday, so I will probably have this uploaded by the end of the week. Fingers crossed, maybe before then. I'm really not rushing. I'm not rushing. I will see y'all later, okay? I love y'all. Y'all take it easy. Be present and have a nice life. Bye.